There are intelligences that exist beyond the human realm, yet they are not separate from us. They are not created by imagination, but they are remembered. The dragon is one of these intelligences. Across epochs, cultures, dragons appear not as fantasies, but as guardians or thresholds. We find them between worlds, between states of being, between what is known and what is remembered. In my experience, and it is the experience of many who walk an awakened path, the dragon is an emanation of Source. They exist on the higher frequencies, but they reach down to those of us here who are in resonance, who call on them, who are ready to receive what they are here to bring us. Today, I will speak about 5 signs that a dragon intelligence may be attempting contact with you. Not through imagination, but through the meeting point of consciousness and higher realms. You do not have to believe in anything. The only thing you have to do is be present and listen with discernment. Before we go into the signs, let's first ground this conversation. Dragon spirit guides are not about escapism. They are not about power fantasies or becoming special. That is the ego. In the inner symbolic language of the psyche and the soul, dragon consciousness represents ancient wisdom, elemental intelligence, inner fire and creative force, guardianship of the truth, sovereignty of being, and the courage to face what is hidden. The dragons appear when your nervous system, your psyche, and your soul are ready to integrate power without fragmentation. This is why many people feel drawn to dragons after awakening and not before. It does not mean you might not have been aware of the dragons. I personally have been aware of dragons since I was a little girl and drawn to them. And you will find that with children, that they are drawn to them and even connect with them when they are still small, before the ego structures that protect the human avatar is fully formed. But later this connection becomes something of an idea of a fantasy in the mind. But during and after awakening, this will change again. Let's look at the first sign that your dragon guides want to connect with you. The first sign is very clear, but still many people miss it, and that is that you are persistently, inexplicably drawn towards dragons. You are drawn without trying to be. It's not a phase, and not because of a movie that you saw or a trend, but it is that quiet, steady pull. And with that, you notice dragon imagery again and again. Books, symbols, art, dreams, names, synchronicities. This attraction doesn't feel like something just to pass the time, something out of curiosity or boredom. It feels familiar. There's a sense of recognition. Often this draw begins after a period of inner collapse or shedding, when old identities have fallen away and you are no longer trying to become someone. This happens because dragon guides do not approach the performative self. They approach the essential self. If this pull has been present in your life for years, or it returns cyclically during times of inner transformation, it is not random. But one thing you should know is that the dragons will not force a connection. It is up to you to agree to this, to be open to this. The resonance is there. You have the authority and the sovereignty to allow this connection to develop and take you further or not. They will never force any connection or any guidance on you. The second sign that will appear to show you that there are dragon guides trying to connect with you is dreams about dragons that carry weight and presence. These dreams about dragons are not like ordinary dreams, but they have the sense of gravity, emotional clarity, a feeling of being guarded or that you are being witnessed. There is the feeling of presence. The dragons do not often speak. They do not chase. They simply are. Many people have reported these dreams where they stand before a dragon, or being flown somewhere, or being observed silently. And they also report that they wake with a sense of initiation and not confusion. If you have had such a dream, you might recall that that dream did not dissolve when you woke up, but it lingered in your body. I want to touch on something important here, and that is about fear. Fear is not a natural response to true dragon contact, because they are not chaotic forces. They are coherent, and they are highly ordered intelligences. If there is fear that arises, it's not the dragon you are afraid of, but you are afraid of what it reveals. The unintegrated shadow, instability in your nervous system, ego fragmentation, projection into power. Let me know if you want me to go deeper into these things specifically that the dragon will bring up in a future video. The dragon does not threaten the self, it reveals the self. The third sign that a dragon guide is reaching out to you and wants to connect is actually intuitively very clear, and that is the awakening of your inner fire and of boundaries. When the dragon energy enters awareness, your tolerance for self-betrayal disappears. This is why the dragon is such a beautiful companion when you try to let go of toxic relationships, because this is exactly where the boundaries are needed. The abilities, the strengths that awaken when you connect with the dragon echoes the strength of the dragon. You may notice that you suddenly do not shrink yourself anymore. You feel a tiredness when you have to appease others. You sharpen your boundaries, and you feel that inner fire that says no more, without being angry, without losing control. Dragon guides are guardians, but that's not their only role. They are associated with thresholds, the line between what is true and what is false. And that is why this energy awakens in you an impatience with manipulation. You're less available for emotional extraction. You're more rooted in your spine and more present in your body. So this is not ego inflation. You must be very clear about that. It is energetic alignment. The dragon is a grounding, powerful energy. The fourth sign that you will encounter when the dragon spirit reaches out for you is that you become sensitive, because the dragon consciousness is deeply elemental. If the dragon guide is near, you will notice a heightened sensitivity to fire. It can be candles, sunlight, even heat. This sensitivity fuels or is the catalyst for transformation. You are more sensitive to wind, which is the breath, the voice, the whisper of the intuition. You become more sensitive to water, which is that deep emotional truth that you start to connect with. You are more connected to dreams that are also connected to water, and you feel a purification in your body, spirit and mind. Another sensitivity that appears is for earth, mountains, caves, bones. You feel drawn to ground yourself more, to walk barefoot, to sit by the fire, to be in wild nature, to work with your breath. Now, we're not talking about rituals here. It is just the body that is starting to remember. It remembers that it is a living temple. The dragons do not dwell in abstraction, but they dwell where matter and spirit meet. That is why many of you who are walking the path here in the liminal are so drawn to them. It is exactly where they meet you. So if your spirituality has become more embodied and grounded and honest, this is already a sign that the dragon spirit is reaching out. They do not necessarily announce themselves, but you can feel them. The fifth sign that the dragon spirit guide is already reaching out or helping you to expand your consciousness is the integration of the masculine and feminine energies. The fifth sign that the dragon intelligence is connecting with you might be subtle, but it's profound. It is the recognition of the balance within your own being. As the dragon carries the stream of masculine and feminine energies together, fully integrated, fully whole, it exists above duality. And in their presence, this unity starts to become reflected within you. So what you will notice in yourself is a quiet alignment between strength and receptivity. This is here where you can see the balance between the masculine and the feminine. You might also notice greater inner clarity that does not come from forcing or controlling. Your capacity to act and to receive simultaneously is enhanced, and you experience a sense of wholeness that transcends the old polarities. Now, this integration is not about ego. I want to be very clear about this. It does not inflate the self or create grandiosity. It does not demand performance or righteousness. That is why you will only recognize the dragon at this stage. It awakens your authenticity. It strengthens your ability to hold your own unique truth without compromise or imitation. It illuminates the parts of you that are already sovereign, creative, and true. So in essence, the dragon shows you how to be whole while honoring the streams of energy within you. It is a reflection of their higher consciousness beyond duality and limitation. When this alignment is present, the touch of dragon consciousness becomes unmistakable. It is not loud or forceful, but it is a quiet, pervasive resonance that awakens your inner truth and creative power. Some spirit guides do arrive dramatically, but most of them don't. They arrive when you're ready to stand fully in yourself without performance. They know that they are not here to save or impress you, but they arrive when the soul is ready to integrate, to align, and to hold its own truth fully. If any of these signs resonated with you, share in the comments. Let us know how you have experienced the dragons in your life. If you have seen some of the signs, I have videos that talk more about the different types of dragons, and there are also journeys where the dragons have taken us to higher realms. I will link the playlists for that here and also in the first comment. Till I speak to you again, then I'm sending you my infinite love. Goodbye.